What is up, everyone, and welcome back to Across the Board, sponsored by MoneyBall Metrics. We have your normal team here today. You have myself, AlphaDog Bets, here with my guy, JD, from Line Movers, and with us below, we have Mr. Duke, the biggest college fraud fan in the universe. You don't know if you're going to see him in a Rutgers jacket. You don't know if you're going to see him in a Duke jacket. Maybe next week, we'll see him in a Gonzaga jacket. Who knows? Jefe picks. How are you today, Jefe?
I don't understand. Have you ever heard of this thing called a closet?
I do.
You're
But you
allowed.
support
You're
every
allowed.
team possible, bro.
Listen here. I'm gonna pull the curtains out a little bit. I have that Rutgers shirt purely because I appreciate you as a person, and I think
Oh, shut up.
when you're down in the dirt as much as you are as a Rutgers fan, it means
That's
something to
true.
people like you to see a person of
That's true.
my caliber wearing that big letter right here in my chest. But my college basketball fandom has always belonged to the Blue Devils.
Okay, let's talk about something, because this was definitely not in the script, but you were from fucking New Jersey. I can't stand people like you.
Oh,
Why
I'm
are you a
sorry.
Duke fan?
It's really simple. I am 30. Let's pull open the curtains even
Let's
more.
pull the curtains
I
back,
am
Hefe.
32 years old. So in the very early 2000s, I was coming to my fandom where I had to make decisions. Would you know who was the best college basketball team in the years 2000, 2002 when I was making these decisions? Don't answer, I'll answer. It's the Duke
Yeah, a
Blue
front
Devils,
runner.
the likes of
Okay,
Jay
a front
Williams,
runner.
Shane Battier,
A front
Carlos
runner.
Boozer, Mike Dunleavy, Chris Duhon, JJ
Okay.
Redick. We can go on and on and on and on.
That'd be dope,
But
dude. I wish I could pick my teams too, but I grew up and root for the local teams that are in my area. Maybe I'll become a Washington State fan because they're so good in the upcoming year with the recruiting class. I can't do this anymore. Great to hear
no,
about your front
no,
running
you
journey and how you
can't. You
pick your
can't. No,
teams.
no, 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 no. You can't make that decision this late in your life. You can make the decision when you were a child. That's literally why I'm a Devils fan and not a Rangers fan. It makes all the sense in the world.
No, it doesn't. JD, as a Duke fan, do you accept him, yes or no, before we go into our recap from yesterday's slate?
Yes.
God damn it,
Yes.
JD. You weren't supposed to fucking
Are
say
you
that.
kidding me? I
All
just
right.
rattled off the starting lineup for the
Yeah.
2001 national
You have
championship
great
team.
knowledge. I'm not denying your knowledge. That's never something I've done. But you're a front runner. On that note, we're going to go over our Tuesday recap. Hefe, how'd you do yesterday, brother?
Yesterday, guys, sometimes you just gotta pat the old man on the back. Why I decided to parlay the Pacers and the Warriors on the money line, I don't know. But man, was I very surprised when I absolutely stopped watching the Pacer game and somehow they won a game that I still, even though I've seen the replays 5 or 6 times by now, do not understand how they won the game. And in the same breath, I don't understand how the hell the Timberwolves effed up Steph Curry
So
getting
bad.
injured and out in the first half and still never truly found a way to get themselves within even, I believe, 2 possessions.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Yesterday was just one of those I can't believe what happened in both games
I mean, it's
situations.
been that way the whole round, right? It's been every away team has won outright. It's been crazy. We've never seen a round like this in the NBA playoffs. It's truly been the most exciting, unexpected first couple games of this round of any NBA playoffs that I can remember. Just to pull back the curtain a little more, Hefe, I will say it was funny last night. We are in a group chat from back home, and after the Pacers game, about 15 minutes later, we see in all caps, Hefe, wait, the Pacers came back. I know you had a big dinner last night, so you weren't able to see it, but I think a lot of people had the same feeling. It's been the same
There's not
story
little.
that keeps rewriting itself. It happened in the Knicks game. It happened in the Nuggets game. It's happened in the Pacers game. 15 to 20 point leads get evaporated, and the underdog team comes back and gets a big win on the road. It's been very exciting there.
Guys, I'll say this and then JD, you can recap. These NBA playoffs in this round are it's insane. It's to the point that I literally have no idea what's going to happen today. You could
It's
sell me
crazy.
on 2 blowouts by the home team who's down 1-0. You could sell me on a blowout by the away team that's up 1-0. You could sell me on a buzzer beater by both teams. I'm open to every scenario because this is nuts.
Well, let's see here. Does every home team win game 2 from Joe? Joe, that's already not happened. The Pacers are now 2-0. So we'll have to see how that plays out, but it's already 1-0 the other way. I'll jump in for my recap. Yesterday, I had 2 units on the Pacers spread. I came on this show yesterday and told you guys that we would not see Evan Mobley. We would not see Hunter, and we would not see Garland in the game. And I even told you to sprinkle on the money line because I do believe the Pacers will win the game outright. I was right. It played out exactly how I thought it did. I didn't think they'd have a big lead and they would have that big comeback, but it played out with the players I thought weren't going to be in the game, like Mobley, like Hunter. When we saw that they weren't even in attendance for shoot-around, we did have a good idea who was going to be in there, and we did beat that line. So I did have 2 units on that Pacers win. I also swept my MLB card. We had a parlay where both teams were down in the 9th inning and came back to win those games, and the Royals and the Braves. So that was a little lucky there. And then we had the Phillies on another win. So an absolutely massive day for the AlphaDog team yesterday. JD, how did you do yesterday before we get into today's games?
Well, my daytime card went actually very well. I actually swept that. But last night was bad. Last night was bad. I had as far as the Padres had lead, and then the bullpen came in and absolutely.
That was crazy. That was
Dude,
crazy.
it was nuts. In a matter of 30 minutes, I put my phone away for 30 minutes. I was at a work dinner. In a matter of 30 minutes, the Pacers came back down 17 with 17 seconds left, whatever dumb crap it was, and the freaking Yankees scored 100 runs in the bottom of an inning. In a matter of 30, it was insane to see. Damn, they blew up, man. That is not good.
And it was all the Yankees young guys. It was the Welleses. It was the Volpes. It was the guys who have not been doing it so far this year. Good to see them get the bats rolling. I was surprised.
Big hit by Bellinger, too.
Big hit by Belly. We need him to get going. Absolutely.
And then as far as the Wolves game, I had the over there. I absolutely loved that one. And then the Wolves, they didn't miss 45 threes, but damn, they tried.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Anthony Edwards for sure tried.
I don't even know what that first half was. Like, I was watching. I was like, I don't even know what I'm watching.
31 fucking points, dude. 31.
Let me ask you guys a question before we move on. Let's say Steph's tests come back today and it's like, he could play. It's a pain thing. Can't be any worse. But the only thing that's going to make things better is rest. You're up 1-0. If the hypothetical situation is you could have Steph play tomorrow at, I don't know, let's call it 50%, or you sit him out tomorrow and you have Steph play at 75, 80% at game 3. What do you think you're doing? You playing him or you resting him tomorrow?
Well, here's my thing. I don't think that is going to be the team's decision. I think that's going to Steph. He's earned the right to make that decision. This is the status of your ankle. This is the status of your injury. Do you want to give it a go or rest because we're 1-0? I think you have to put that in the hands of Steph.
Okay, fine.
Let's be honest. He deserves that kind of respect.
Answer the question because if you're gonna, it's impossible to Steph. If it's Steph's decision, he's gonna be like, I'm fucking playing.
Yeah.
Like if I can't go, whatever, sub me out. But I'm gonna give it a try. I'm saying if let's put it on Steve Kerr. It's his decision. What do you think? What do you?
I'd
bench him for game 2? How
if
about
that was a hypothetical situation.
Yeah. Only this scenario. He's bench him.
Oh yeah, sitting.
And Joe makes a good point here. It's definitely a bad sprain. You know when you see a bad sprain when you see it. The ankle roll. You know what you saw.
Oh
when
no,
he
it's
went
bad.
down.
I mean, he called his own number. Whenever you have a player of Steph Curry's caliber call his own numbers and like he subbed himself out.
Yeah.
It's that's bad because
I agree.
He will never sub himself unless his freaking ankle was sideways. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like,
100% agree.
So that's rough. But I got to give a lot of kudos to a guy who had a pretty crappy regular season and has now put together back-to-back great games in the playoffs when it matters. Buddy freaking healed, man.
Unbelievable.
I don't even know what to say. If this is the start of him catching fire and going on kind of like a little playoff run, I think they have enough between him and Jimmy to hold it down for this series until Steph gets healthy.
Do you think they're a legitimate title contender? I don't. I'm just going to be honest. I don't think they can make it out of the West. Do you?
I think if they can get past Minnesota, OKC matchup would be horrible for them. Horrible. But if somehow Denver comes out, it's a pretty solid matchup for them.
I just don't see. I don't think they have enough. Like I think they're going to wear down. Guys like Steph are going to get hurt. Jimmy's not going to be able to play at this level with the amount of minutes he has to put in. I just don't think they have the depth and the pieces to continue. But I was wrong. I also thought the T-Wolves were going to take them to the cleaners last night. That obviously didn't happen. So
Rudy Gobert looked absolutely confused, lost, and like he forgot how to play defense against a versatile big man. I mean, it's actually
this is a good comment.
Comical.
Jimmy and Buddy are the new Toby and Bobby,
Yeah.
Tobias and Boba, and I will laugh at that. They are like, you haven't seen Jimmy this happy in so long. He really looks like he's enjoying playing basketball right now, which is good to see. It really is. You like to see a guy like Jimmy who looked miserable in Miami for years, let's be honest.
And by the way, we're due a playoff Jimmy game, by the way.
100%. Some more to come on that.
That's coming.
Sure.
Absolutely. But fellas, it's about time we get into the daily slate. You guys ready to break down a little baseball action? We have early games today as well, so let's dive in and not waste any more time. First game we're going to be breaking down today is going to be the New York Metropolitans, who are going to Arizona, taking on the D-backs. Mets are 23-14 on the year. The D-backs are 19-17, and they are a 500 at home ball club. Pitching matchup, Kodai Senga for the Mets, 3-2 on the year, which is crazy considering he has a 1.3 ERA. He's been lights out. In 32 innings of work, he's only allowed 26 hits, 12 walks, and 1 homer. On the other side, Merrill Kelly used to be one of the better pitchers in baseball, hasn't lived up to his name early on this year. He's 3-1 on the year with a 4.06 ERA and 37 innings of work. He's allowed 28 hits, 12 walks, and 5 homers. JD, what do you like in this game? This is going to be the third game of the series. The series is currently split to 1-1, and this is the last time these two teams play each other for the regular season. What do you got?
Yeah. At first, when I just looked at this, I was thinking Mets. Like, as far as like at this line, it just screamed to me Mets. But then I just like looked into it deeper and I saw something. And actually, you just were talking about it. Well, these teams just played actually.
Yep, last week.
This past week. And Senga did actually face them. So he is literally facing them twice in the same 7 days.
Same thing happened yesterday, man.
Yeah, I can never back a guy who is facing the same team within that 7 days. I just can't do it.
That's fair.
His last start, I mean, he only actually gave up one actually run. He actually did give up 5 hits, then actually walked 3. So that's not bad. But today I am expecting him to definitely get hit a little bit more. Saying that, this Diamondbacks team, and actually this spot, I don't really want to back them either. So as far as the value, like as far as the number, to me, it actually does say Mets, but I just can't quite get there.
I'll jump in here next. I'm all over the Mets in this spot, guys. I love Kodai Senga. He's a pitcher who's definitely a back pitcher for me. He's somebody who's done well for me in the past. Obviously not last year because he was out for the bulk of the year. But this guy is someone who I think is a true ace and could be the true ace for this Mets for a few years to come. I do think he's a very dominant pitcher. And I'm not super impressed with this D-backs offense. I know they've added a few pieces. They added Josh Naylor. He's been good. He's batting .308 on the year. His OBP is .387. Eugenio Suarez, Gino, has been unbelievable. He has 10 homers on the year. But he's batting .202. And Senga can get strikeouts. Against this D-backs team, if you have a pitcher who can get strikeouts, he can be quite dominant, and I expect the Mets to show up in a big way in the last matchup between these two teams. I don't expect the Mets to lose this series. I expect them to win this series, and that's exactly what I'm playing. It's definitely going to be on my VIP card. I've already sent it out, and it's definitely a best bet for me. Give me the Mets on the money line, -125. Duke's favorite son, Jefe, what do you got?
Well, yesterday I kind of had the same approach where I looked at the Mets Diamondbacks and I said, damn, that Gallon just faced this Mets team less than a week ago. He pitched fantastically. They obviously couldn't figure him out, and they didn't figure him out last night. So we go into this game where it's kind of the same scenario. And I believe Senga last week when he faced the Mets, he actually was in that pitch in that same game with Gallon. I guess somehow we got rotations are not even as I think Mets have one.
Corbin Burns on the IL has screwed up there, or missing a spot start has moved everybody up.
Makes sense. So
I was looking into that too. That's the only reason I know that. I looked
and that game, the Senga Gallon game last week was a low-scoring game. It was just one of those scenarios where Gallon beat him out, but really Senga wasn't the reason they lost. So I'm with you, Alpha, today. I think Senga pitched pretty well against the D-backs last week. I see that continuing this week. Merrill Kelly on the mound for the D-backs is having an okay year. Definitely not pitching to the back of his baseball card. I think it's a good spot for the Mets here to get a win and go up 2-1 in this series.
Yeah, I'm with you 1,000%. All right, gentlemen, you ready to move on to our second and final baseball game of the day? All right, second game we're breaking down today is going to be the Philadelphia Phillies going to Tampa, taking on the Rays in the Yankee Spring Training Stadium yet again, and basically a minor league size stadium park. You know what's interesting to me, guys, taking a look at these two teams' records? For how many years in a row have the Rays been one of the most dominant home baseball teams in the MLB? They were always a team. If they're home, you might want to back them. You'll probably get good odds on them because they're never huge favorites, and they just compete and win games at home. Unfortunately for the Rays this year, that is no longer the case as they're not in their home stadium. The Rays are 9-14 at home this year. They just don't have a ton of power bats, and they're getting beaten by other teams that have power bats because the field is so small where they're currently playing. Pitching in this game is Christopher Sanchez for the Phillies. He's 3-1 on the year with a 3.45 ERA. On the other side, we have Shane Baz. Shane Baz is 3-1 as well with a 3.86 ERA. Both of them have done a decent job keeping the ball in the park. Both pitchers have allowed 4 home runs each this season. However, Shane Baz has pitched an extra 5 innings, so I guess you could say he's kept the ball in the park slightly a little bit better. ESPN BPI has this one as a bigger spread than I thought. They have the Phillies as a 60% chance to win, and the Rays at a 40. I thought it would have been more close to a 53-47, something along those lines. But ESPN BPI is heavily favoring the Phillies here. Jefe, we haven't started with you yet. Phillies, Rays, what you got?
Interesting game here. Interesting line here, like you explained. I lean towards the Phillies here. It's not crazy confident. I think that the Phillies bats can do good damage in, like you said, this literal minor league park, which it's just a total another tangent I can go on. The fact that we live in an MLB era right now, we have literally 2 teams full time playing in a major league stadium. That's you got to be better than that. But whatever, that's another
100%.
topic for another time.
100%.
It's a comedy show, to be honest with you. It's embarrassing. But I'm gonna roll with the Phillies here. The Rays. What are the Rays, guys? What are the Tampa Bay Rays?
A bad baseball team.
They're just in the mix of just a tough spot, right? And they're just a bad baseball team, and they're either always in rebuilding mode or they catch fire in a bottle where all their prospects are just all good at the same time and they're unpaid and they go on a postseason run for 1 or 2 years, and when it's time to pay, they ship them out. And it's been like this forever. I don't know why I just went on that tangent. They just pissed me off. I'm rolling with the Phillies here on the money line.
Yeah, they at least this year has been one of the few years that it's been easy to predict Rays games. You predict them to lose, you've done quite well. That's unfortunately how it's played out for Rays fans this year. JD, what do you got?
For this one, I am really not a Shane Baz guy, especially this year, and actually at like home. Actually, like you were saying, he's been bad at actually home. I mean, bad. Just actually look at his past couple home starts to the Royals. He actually just gave up 7 runs. To the Yankees, he gave up 5 runs, and he only, as far as innings, he only actually pitched 3 there. You know what? The Phillies, I definitely like that side. But as far as value, just trying to find a little bit more here. Let me roll with the Phillies' first 5 team total over 2.5 at plus 125. I think that number is a really good one.
I do too. It's a low number. Let's see it cash because my Phillies bet would be in a lot better place if your bet cashes. So let's see that happen. All right, boys, it's about that time. That gets me excited that it's about that time. You guys know that's going to be the end of MLB. But we're going to get into the NBA, and there's a specific team that plays on tonight's schedule that is looking to go up 2-0. And there's only one person we could start with on this game. And that's going to be the Knicks taking on the Celtics in the imitation, fake, fraudulent TD Garden that's not Madison Square Garden for Game 2. Jefe picks Duke's favorite son. What do you got?
I need to preface everything I'm about to say with saying that my overlying opinion in terms of strictly wagering on this game is it's almost unwagerable. I just want to put that out there. That's my overlying opinion, just in terms of like,
on the spread or the total, but there's definitely some value you can find on player props as well.
Absolutely.
There's nothing I just want to talk about.
Guys, I'm not going to sit here and tell you why you should take Knicks plus 10.5. I'm not going to do that. There's no reason for me to, and I'm also obviously not going to tell you to take the Celtics minus 10.5 because I have nothing. I have no information or feel about how this game is going to go, and that's purely based on how Game 1 went and how every other game that we've seen in the past few days has went. Unpredictable. I'll tell you what the Knicks need to do, what the Celtics need to do, and what I think will happen tonight. The Knicks need to play their exact same game plan on defense. They need to change absolutely nothing, not one single thing on defense. And on offense, I need to see more movement, less ISO, and I need Karl Anthony Towns to literally remember that he was an all-star this year, an all-star starter this year, who averaged 25 and 12 in the regular season. And there's no reason why the likes of Al Horford, Kristaps Porzingis, or Luke Cornett should be bullying him.
Yeah.
Celtics. Last thing Knicks got to do. Cannot miss 14 free throws ever again in the history of a playoff game. You got so lucky you won that game.
Yep.
Next, Celtics. This is super obvious. Don't take 63s. It's literally as simple as that. Do not take 63s, and maybe don't settle for what I like to call force 3-point shooting, the 3-point shots that like you would do in force. You know what I mean? There's no reason for it. I think that the Celtics, to be honest with you, are pretty damn stubborn in my opinion. I think Missoula's looking at them today and be like, we're playing our game, I don't give a shit. This has worked for us all season long. We ain't changing nothing. You guys want to take 63s? If the shots are there, the shots are there. If they fall, they fall. They don't. It's our game. I don't see a different offensive scheme out of the Celtics. I think something that's big is no Sam Hauser. I don't think it's huge, but he is a solid rotational piece for them.
I agree.
I think one thing going into the series, you could absolutely say without a doubt, is the Celtics are deeper, way deeper than the Knicks are. Taking a piece away out of their rotation, while it may not be their 6th or 7th man, it's still important. KP's not 100%. That's important. I don't care if he plays. We all know he's not 100%. Jaylen Brown is a humongous factor. I hope the Knicks watched a lot of film, the fact that he literally can only go one direction.
Yeah.
That's basically what I think both teams have been speaking about. How I think this game's going to go, if the Celtics make their threes, the Celtics are going to win this game. There's no way in hell they want to go back to Madison Square Garden down 0-2. That is a insane situation. And the Knicks are, in my opinion, in a much scarier situation the Celtics are, in terms of they ain't got nothing to lose tonight.
Correct.
As long as they don't go out there and lose by some ridiculous number, like 40, 30 points, they did their job. And
it's house money. They're playing with house money tonight.
And that's really scary to be, Alpha, right? Because they can play free, they can play their game, and if it's working and the ball's going down the net and their defense and the rotations are perfect like they were in game 1, what a shot they win this game, man. You can't tell me definitively that, oh man, you're crazy, Celtics win this by 20. But you can't tell me definitively, you know what? I saw what I need to see at the Knicks in game 1. They got the defense figured out. They win this game. It can go either way. But I think those things that I spoke about are the adjustments and the talking points that both coaches and teams are talking to each other about.
I agree. And let's now move into some player props in this game, because obviously we're going to spend some time in this game. There's a couple I want to go over with you guys, and I need JD's advice. Joe, I see you in the chat. We want you to comment. J-Bo, comment your thoughts. We want all you guys engaging with this, because this show's for you. We want to make it the most engaging possible and give you guys the type of bets that are going to win and bet you want to place. So a couple I want to go over here. The number one most bet prop on this game is Karl Anthony Towns over 18.5 points. It is 7 points lower than his season average.
Don't waste your money.
It is the number one most bet prop on BetMGM. What if I told you the number one most bet prop on BetMGM has moved down a point and the odds are juiced on the under, even though everyone and their grandmother is slamming the over on this prop?
Please.
To you, what does that mean if you see those signs? You see it's the most heavily bet prop on the board, but it's juiced the other way.
I'm giving everybody a PSA. Anybody who's ever going to watch this video, save your money. Do not put your money on Karl Anthony Towns over. Matter of fact, don't put on Karl Anthony Towns under. Just take him out of your wagering equation tonight.
Because he's your wild card.
Let me tell you something, Alpha. There's just as good a chance he drops 40 as he drops 4.
Couldn't agree more.
And I've never...
Well, I don't know about 4. I'm not going to say 4, but
4.
I think 14 is in the realm. No. Like last game, 14-16 is definitely in the realm. And foul trouble is what cost him most of the game last time. The strategy, and thank you, Joe, great point here. The strategy of the Celtics is, hey, when you switch off on Jason Tatum, which is going to happen, that's the Knicks' strategy defensively. It's not when there's a switch, the big man has to cover the guy at the top of the key. That's what the Knicks are doing. So we know that is going to happen. He can't foul. He can foul himself right out of this prop, and that's a big fear of mine. So for me, I don't like anything Cat tonight.
Me either. And also, why Why at times does he look like he doesn't like he just learned how to move with the ball while dribbling? It's like he just learned how to like walk, that he can move with the ball. The steps he takes
It's
are I've
crazy.
never seen. It's like it's like how an animal would walk. I've never seen it. Like he's almost like a horse. Like
Yeah.
it's like so slow, dude. What is up with you? Like, learn how to
Yeah,
move
I
with the
agree.
basketball. He has no moves, Alpha. He has no moves. It drives me crazy. And I swear to
When
God,
Well, he
if
has
I
moves
see
against
one
big
more time,
guys, but when they're faster and smaller, he can't get around them.
Al
Unfortunately.
Horford literally lives in a nursing home. That's how old he is, okay? And this man was all over him. Cat, please, if any of your family members are watching, Jordan, if you're watching, please stop bickering with the refs and get back into freaking transition
Oh
defense,
my
you
God! Don't
bum.
get me started. Don't get me started. But we're going to talk about props here, not on how the Knicks could win. JD, what are your thoughts about Cat over 18.5 points tonight? Because we both clearly do not like it.
I mean, just from what you said, man, as far as like the money splits there, and with the line
Such a
moving
public
down,
bet.
and yeah, with it being
Such
that
a public bet.
and it being moved to actually like the under, like you're talking about, there's enough for me just to say, hey, like I'm out.
Yeah, and it's not something I'm comfortable betting the under. Let me put that out there as well. I'm not
Right.
comfortable taking Cat with an
Stay
under
away.
when he is so much bigger than the guys who are going to be guarding him. And Porzingis will be back tonight. That's supposedly the plan. I don't think he's going to stay out there. I think the Celtics are lying to us. They're saying he has a
Gamesmanship.
sickness.
Couldn't agree with
Well,
you more.
he's been shit for the last 3 weeks, and he looked the exact same for 3 weeks. So I don't think he's sick for a 3-week span. I think he's got some injury going on.
I got 2 prop questions for you. Please show me Jason Tatum PRA, and then get me OG's 3-point total.
Okay.
And
So
Deuce's 3-point
PRA.
total.
So for PRA for Jason Tatum, it's at 44.5. So I'll preface this. I did an article this morning for 3 player props on this game. My second top prop on this game was Jason Tatum over 27.5 points. Not the PRA, but the straight points.
For them to win, he has to be the ultimate facilitator in this game. He has to be shooting well. But
I
he
think
also
that's
has to
going to
be
be
a
Brown.
target.
I think it's going to be Brown because he can't
Brown
drive.
can't move,
But that's why
brother.
he has to be a
He
facilitator.
shot one, but he can't. I'm really down on that. I was actually thinking about taking his under on points. He does not have the speed, the blow by. He literally is working on one leg, and he was already pretty one-dimensional.
Yeah, no, I'm with you 1,000%. I don't think Brown's going to be a factor. And I think that's indicated by his total tonight. His over-under on points. I believe it's 21.5, but I want to get you an exact number. Yeah, 21.5. Jaylen Brown should not be a healthy Jaylen Brown is not going to be anywhere near a 21.5 points game prop.
Don't take that either, to be honest with you.
I agree.
I'm thinking about 3 players, 4 props that I love without knowing the number for them. You guys, Drew Holiday rebounds, the over.
Let me pull it up one at a time. Let's take a look.
Derek White also rebounds.
So Drew Holiday's rebound prop is 4.5, and it's plus money on the over. Derek White's at 5.5, and it's a plus 140 on the over. He had 11 last game, just a reminder.
I to be honest with you, I kind of like both of those.
So do I. That's some good finds.
Move on to the next side, Deuce and OG threes.
I don't mind that at all. Let's pull up the Deuce props because my third prop tonight for the article I wrote was Deuce McBride over 5.5 points, guys. The Knicks bench scored 14
that's
points.
His number?
Yes. The Knicks bench last game scored 14 points as a unit. He had 11 of those. He played 20 minutes. He's going to get 20 minutes again, and he's an aggressive 3-point shooter. Now I'm still pulling it. It was minus 105 on the over. 5.5 juiced on the under. So I'm on the Deuce McBride points over at 5.5. I know that's a weird player prop to take because it's such a small number at 5.5, but he's the only bench player they have outside Mitchell Robinson.
I like it. I like that. I like that a lot.
So you want his 3 prop? Hold on. Let me
No. I don't care about 3 prop anymore. Well, obviously the 3 prop has to be over probably a half a 3.
It might be 2, bro, because that's how he scores his threes.
Yeah, but that
can't be with only a 5.5.
Yeah, JD, exactly. The math that would be insane.
They're not offering it. They're not offering any props on Deuce McBride threes.
OG threes?
OG 2.5.
At?
Let me see here because I have his to make threes at minus 3 or more threes for OG is plus 150. And 2 or more is minus 200. So he's definitely at that 2.5 line just on the under.
Yeah. That's an interesting one I want to look at. That's really all I have. Alpha, so you mentioned your second best. You mentioned your third best. You might as well tell the people what they really want to know.
My number one player prop on this game is Jalen Brunson over 26.5 points. And it's not just because I'm a Knicks fan. There's a lot of reasons why. Take a look at every single game in the postseason for Jalen Brunson this postseason. He has scored over 27.5 in all but one game. He has covered that number in 6 out of 7. He dropped 29 in the first game, and they've lowered his point prop from 27.5 to 26.5. I think that's a bad move. For the Knicks to have any chance, everybody knows there needs to be a 5 to 7 minute span like we saw of Brunson taking over, shooting threes, and being the offensive power for the Knicks. So I love his over 26.5. It's definitely one of my favorite plays.
What was Tatum's over-under on the points and a half? Lower than that or higher than that?
Higher. It was 27.5. 1
so
point higher
Tatum's
for Tatum.
Got the highest.
It's raised. It's raised. I gave it out 27.5 this morning on FanDuel, and it was at a minus 105. It's now 28.5 at a minus 108. So it's gone up a point on Tatum.
So people are really, public is saying Tatum's going to have a bounce back game after 0-7 in the fourth. And then on the opposite side.
He's their only healthy scorer. If anyone's going to be the guy, he's the healthy guy.
That tells me that Jaylen Brown is not doing well. KP's not doing well. Hauser's out. And somebody's got to put the team on there. Somebody's got to score. On the opposite side, the Knicks line is telling me that they expect a much more even scoring approach between Brunson and Cat. And pretty much the role players are all in the same boat.
Yep. And those are the main props I wanted to go over. Those are my favorite. There's a couple other I like, and it's going to be a Josh Hart PRA, because who doesn't want to take a Josh Hart PRA when he's an absolute animal on the court? His PRA was 25.5 in game 1. That cashed with ease. It is 25.5 for game 2. JD, what do you think about Josh Hart over 25.5 PRA? He is the engine that powers this Knicks team.
Let me look at this. As far as like you're actually like Tatum bet, I actually like that one more. For him, I would honestly probably go with actually his actually PRA line though. For actually him, like actually I want everything. So I actually like that's what I would go there. The Hart line, let me see here. That one I'm like I don't really.
I totally forgot. Mikal Bridges over points, please tell me.
21.5. Oh, no, that's PRA. That's PRA.
Oh, my God. I was going to say, please take out a small loan for me immediately.
14.5.
Oh, that's an untouchable number. Damn.
Yes, it is.
Good.
I wouldn't touch
Vegas,
it. Yep.
Vegas is good. Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
moving on.
All right, JD. Any other props you like before we move on to the second game? And we need to know what you like on the actual game, because I'm going to be the first one. I know that Jefe said he's not going to have a play on the side. I'm not either. I didn't in the first game. But guys, like we said, the Knicks are 4-0 on the road. They are road warriors right now, and it's not just the Knicks; it's every road team in the second round has won. They're 5-0, so it's tough to not take a dog with the points. JD.
Yeah, actually, as far as props, no. But as far as the game, yes. I have actually something that I really like here. The Celtics, off of a loss this season.
Get the fuck out of the stream.
The show's over. We appreciate everybody.
Fucking guy. Everything was fine. Fucking guy. Unbelievable.
Actually, like ATS are 18-4. They actually played very well off of a loss. But tonight, as far as the Knicks, I do not know what we're going to get. I am afraid. Well, not afraid, but I actually do think that actually, like, as far as the Knicks, actually they like play a good game here. And actually, this number's big. So I am not going to lay that here. But the one thing I am going to do is I'm going to go with the Celtics team total over. Because I can guarantee you that they're going to put up more points. They actually put up 100 points actually last game, and everybody saw how they even got there is nuts. But I'm expecting them to put up a lot more points. So yeah, give me their team total over 110.5.
I do not hate that at all. And Jefe, we have a very, very special visitor in here. Shout out Jake, who has made his return. We haven't seen you since the days of Cade is better than Brunson. Welcome back to the show, Jake. Jake is saying
Jake,
shout out
I
to
was
the Celtics.
Cancun, man.
But
I wasn't,
Jefe,
man.
he has something for you, actually, Jefe. He's asking. Funny that you're wearing the jacket playing Tatum, Jefe, who's a known Dookie. Is he your pape?
Here's the thing, guys. A lot of players from a lot of different places went to Duke. Um, Jason Tatum, yeah, he's great. Does this mean that I'm a Pelicans fan? Because of Zion? Does it mean I'm a Raptors fan because of Brandon Ingram? Does it mean that I'm a Sixers fan because of
Went
Jared
Brandon
McCain?
Ingram over RJ Barrett for Toronto? That was interesting. Okay.
We can get into a whole discussion, but yeah. Um, this goes on and on and on. Am I going to be a Utah Jazz fan because Cooper Flag goes there? No. I'm a one team type of guy, unlike Jake, who will just continue to root for whatever team he wants to every damn day. So yeah, no real comeback needed to that. I wish you well on your Celtics series bet, and
I
hope you
don't.
can
I
recoup
don't.
some of the money that you lost, but probably not on your dumbass Pistons bet, and God only knows what you had on the dumbass Sixers for the regular season.
I can
So
tell you he had Boston very big in game one. The amount of DMs he was sending me trying to get me, he was like, hey, Alpha, listen, I'll offer you Knicks plus 26.5. I'm so confident. And I just wrote back, Jake, shut up and enjoy the game. Shut up and enjoy the game. And you know what? I hope you did shut up, and I hope you enjoyed that loss you had to take there. All right, boys, we have one more game we're breaking down today, and that's going to be the Denver Nuggets taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. We all know what happened in game one here. Aaron Gordon at the buzzer, corner three, bang, bang. Nuggets win the game 121-119. Is that going to happen again? Is Chet going to let them down at the free throw line? Is SGA going to have a bigger performance? Jefe, we're going to start with you. What do you got?
I'm going to be quick on this one. This is the one that I actually am confident in will be the home team that looks like the better team finally. Look, OKC had a long rest against after their Grizzlies matchup in the first round where they were never tested. Well, the Nuggets were tested in pretty much every single game in a 7-game series, and they went head to head with the Clippers. Nuggets came out, and you know what they look like? A team that was battle tested. A team that when they got down by 10,
Breaking news.
Scott Foster.
Not Scott Foster. Steph Curry is already rolled out for game 2. It is a lot worse than we anticipated. It is a hamstring, it's looking like. Let me pull up the exact verbiage from Shams. Big announcement here.
Yep, grade 1 left
hammy.
Yep.
Done. We will not see him in the series. That is what OG
might
Anunoby
be
had last year. That's exactly the same injury that sidelined OG Anunoby. It took 4 weeks. He still came back and got hurt 5 seconds. That doesn't come back. He's cooked.
That's really tough for the Warriors, and that pretty much solidifies the fact that
Andrew has it right here as well. Yeah, and same with J-Bo. Yeah, guys, I don't think that means he's just out for game 2. Read in between the lines here. You can kind of figure out what they're telling you. A grade 1 hamstring, you can't move. You cannot move. He will not be playing.
That's tough. Minnesota is definitely a good, if you can get a good price on Minnesota for the series, I'd run.
Let's see if they have anything up right now. Let's pull it up. Have they taken all the lines down? No, everything fell up. T-Wolves. How are the T-Wolves only 10-point favorites? Like, what?
Well, but what are they to win the series?
I'm going to pull that up next. I'm just shocked that they still have them as 10-point favorite. West playoff series. The T-Wolves are a minus 180. And, I know that's juiced, but damn.
That's actually what they were like to start. So
so they're basically saying that they basically are saying he will win this thing in 5. All right. I'm sure we'll talk a lot more about that tomorrow when we are talking about.
Sorry to interrupt you, Jefe. Got that alert.
I was just basically saying Nuggets look like a team that faced adversity in the first round based on what happened in game 1. They were down, they never faltered, they stuck with it to the end. Big shot by Aaron Gordon. Beautiful playoff performance by Jokic, 40 and 20. We should be staring in awe at that, but we've seen it time and time again, and we'll probably see it again, guys. But tonight, I think OKC plays like OKC. I think SGA gets into his groove, foul merchant that he is, mid jump shot that he's great at. Chet plays better, J-Dub plays better, the whole cast of characters play better. I think OKC wins big, and I think I'm going to take them on the spread here, minus 7.5, guys.
Give me the over. I love the over in this game. It's sitting at a 230. The first game, like we went over, was a 121-119. That is a 240-point total. I had over 227 in the game. We cashed that with ease. I think we're going to see a very similar game script in this one. I do think the Thunder win, but I'm not comfortable taking them by double digits. And one quick thing about Nikola Jokic. He's the best player in the NBA. He should be the MVP every single year. I know they don't do that because they like to dispense the award to different people. Nobody can tell me, that SGA shouldn't be the MVP. He is the most valuable player to that Nuggets team and to any team in the NBA. What is this Nuggets team without him? Nothing. So I do want to put it out there. He deserves.
I think we might get the announcement later today.
Year. Yeah, and it's going to be SGA. So
yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Now he had a great.
If you don't hear it today, it might be Jokic because they like to present the award at the home game, and that'd be crazy.
It would be crazy, but to be honest, who deserves it? It's Jokic. JD, thoughts on this game?
Well, Jefe, we're on the same page here, man. Exactly the same page.
You didn't sound too excited about that, JD. Let me also say you didn't sound thrilled with that.
Well, let's not forget, game one of the series, big weatherman up there wanted to do a cluck bet, so I saved you. Yeah. You're welcome.
Definitely. It's true. Definitely did. But yeah, I think tonight's going to be that first game where we see a home team that's actually laying a big spread where they cover it. I think this is a blowout. I think this is a Thunder. Yeah, this Thunder team shows up, and Denver. I think Denver's going to play like I was expecting them to play in actually game one.
Yep. I'll put it to you like this. I think it's perfectly so what you just said. Denver is not, when they get their backs against the wall in game 2 tonight, they're down 10. Unlike game 1, I think tonight they're just going to be like, you know what? F it. Let's go home 1-1.
Exactly.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, unless the MVP, in my opinion, the deserving MVP, does Jokic things, which
unless they
happen on any given night. Any given night. All right, boys.
Yeah,
any
Curry's timetable. Shams just tweeted Curry's timetables to be determined. He's done, guys. He's not. Maybe if
the
there's
NBA
a game
finals,
7, no. Game 7, maybe he starts to ramp himself up and tries to come off the bench. But anything other than that, I think he's done.
Not a grade 1. If it was a grade 2, not a grade 1. Not a grade 1. Any props you guys like on this game before we move into best bets? So I just got that alert too from BR. Yeah. Don't expect to see him again this postseason unless they go to the NBA championship. And it would still be difficult for him to play in that series, truthfully. Any props you guys like in this game before we go into best bets today, boys?
None for me. I just think this is going to be an OKC team showing. I think it's going to be their normal stuff where guys 1 through 8 all drop within, 10 to 15 points, and SGA drops a 29-30 burger.
You want to hear the craziest stat ever? The prop you could bet. What do you think Jokic to record a triple-double odds are?
Minus 120.
No. Plus 140. But, come on. That's ridiculous. A plus 130 for a triple-double in the playoffs against the Twin Towers up there, which they have some big men in Hartenstein, and they have, what's his name, Chet. It's just, that's crazy to me.
It was very obvious to me in game 1. Chet has no idea what to do with Jokic. He's bigger than him. He's way more gifted and Jokic, every time Jokic has the ball, even though he doesn't look like he has any reason to be making the shots he does or moving how he does, all he does is make ridiculous shit.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It really is wild. So no props for me, guys. A couple of them I was looking at was going to be that Jokic triple-double, but I needed to see that at a plus 200, not at a plus 145. No value. JD, the prop king. Anything you like on this game?
Definitely not the prop king, but give me the Hartenstein rebounds over. In actually game 1, he had a horrible game. And actually a few of them did, and they just could not rebound. And I think that's one of the biggest things where the coach has been giving it to actually them. And I think tonight you're going to see a big change there. You can get that at actually 8.5. Looks like at FanDuel, you can get that over actually 8.5 at actually minus 128.
I like that a lot.
So, as far as the prop goes, that would definitely be mine.
Before we get into best bets, what do you think about Hartenstein double-double? It's plus 210. I kind of think there's value there. If you like it all the way up at 8.5 to get 9, I think he's going to get 10 points. Double-double plus 210 has some value. So I think our group prop on this game, our collective collab prop is going to be Hartenstein
out at least 1 week. It's Curry.
It's
So count them out of everything already from games probably 3 to 6.
And if they do it this early, guys, we're not going to keep talking about this. We'll talk about it tomorrow when we talk about this game, but you guys know what's going on with that. All right, boys. You guys ready to dive into a little best bets and give the people our best plays for today, Wednesday, May 7th?
Let's do it.
Sir?
Do it, gentlemen. Best bets for today, Wednesday, May 7th. JD, we don't usually start with you on this, and we need to start with you more. What do you got?
There's one play today that I really like, and I like it way more than everything else. That's going to be that Celtics team total over 110.5. I think if anything happens tonight, that is going to be the one thing is they put up points.
There we go. I'll jump in here next. I got two best bets, boys. It's going to be the Mets on the money line and the Phillies on the money line. Jefe, tell us why you love it. All the Duke players. We love Jason Tatum overs. We like Zion Williamson unders because he's not playing. Give us the bets for today.
I got two best bets that we've talked about. None of them. First, I'm taking the Yankees on the run line -1.5 plus 115 odds. Why? Max Fried's on tonight. And let me tell you something. Max Fried, I don't give a crap what Juan Soto is doing with the Mets. Max Fried is the number one free agent signing right now. It's not even freaking close to me. He is 6-0 with a 1.01 ERA and 7 starts. Yankees have won all 7 of his starts. More impressively, 6 out of those 7 starts, they've won by 2 or more runs, which is exactly the spot we're taking them today. Yankees -1.5 plus money. And I think you're getting a plus money because he's on for the Padres, who, by the way, his ERA is above 5. So make sense. Next, we're taking it to the ice. The Panthers. They lost a tough one to Toronto in game 1, 5-4. The Panthers are a team that have been here literally 1,000 times. Being down 1-0 doesn't mean crap to them. They've been down 0-3 in a series before. Yeah. I think that Toronto has weaknesses. We saw against the Senators in round 1. They do not do good with adversity. And the Panthers just need to put a little more physicality into the game and a little less finesse. They are not the finesse team. They're not going to outscore you. They're the best defensive team in hockey for a reason. Okay? I need better goaltending. I need better forechecking. And I need them to get it together on defense. They have absolute monsters on defense with Marchand and Barkov and obviously Kachuk. So I think those 3 players play better. I think you see a Panthers victory tonight, Series 1-1.
There we go.
That is officially the first ever across the board hockey best bet.
I love that. First
let's
ever
do 1-0, baby.
NHL best bet. We're going to go 1-0. Guys, take your phones out. Get your screenshots. The Wednesday best bets are on the screen. Yet again, I'm on the Phillies and the Mets. JD, my guy, is on the Knicks money line as well as Celtics team total over 110 minus Knicks money line. Jefe is on the Yanks -1.5 and the Florida Panthers on the money line. Gentlemen, it's been an enjoyable, fun show. We all know, depending on how tonight goes, tomorrow may not be as much fun for 2 of us on here. JD, you'll have a great time either way, but 2 of us may not be. But we'll figure out what happens tonight when we get the mega Knicks Celtics game 2, as well as the Nuggets Thunder game 2. Jefe, any parting words for the people before we get out of here?
I don't know what's going to be more interesting show tomorrow. If the Knicks lose and it's 1-1.
Don't even say that. Don't put it in the universe.
But if the other thing happens and the Knicks win tonight, I don't know where I'm going to be tomorrow for the show, what I'm going to be wearing.
That's right.
But it's going to be effing electricity. That's all I got to say.
I agree with you. Let's go Knicks. Let's go Mets. Let's go
Phillies.
JD, any parting words for the people? Before we get out of here, you better have a couple parting words because everyone wants you to do the thing.
Yeah, that was going to be it today. Let's just keep it simple, guys. Let's fucking win.
Let's fucking win. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Peace!